everybody, and welcome to this Tuesday here in the Outside the Ropes studio. I'm your host of Outside the Ropes, as always, Matthew Moore. Welcome back to the studio on this Tuesday. Hope you're all doing really well out there, and I hope you all enjoyed your Monday. We're back in the studio here for another day of it, bringing you some of the latest news in the last 24 hours in the world of professional wrestling. I'm on my own today. Tony's not here. He was in the studio last night, guys. If you missed the podcast last night, or the radio show, whatever you want to call it, you can go back onto our iTunes account, which you can find on the iTunes store. You can go onto the Speaker.com website, and also on YouTube.com as well. And our website, OutsideTheRopesRadio.com too. And check out the podcast that we had last night, which was a great show last night with myself and Tony, as we previewed last night's Raw and talked about other subjects going around in the world of professional wrestling. Interesting 24 hours since we last spoke to you yesterday, guys. We've got some Samoa Joe news today. We've got some Rey Mysterio news. We're going to go through last night's Monday Night Raw. And we've also got some Hall of Fame news as well. So, guys, let's get straight into it. Before we do that, actually, I want to give a wee shout out to our friends and partners of the show, Wrestling's Past. If you're historians of wrestling, you know where to go to now, guys. Wrestling's Past is the location. The website, as always, wrestlingspast.blogspot.co.uk, and on Twitter at wrestlingspast. Their tweets this past week have been absolutely awesome. Some of the great pictures they've been tweeting. So if you go on the Twitter at wrestlingspast, I'm not too sure whether they're on Facebook yet, but I know they're definitely on Twitter. So if you want to check them out on there at wrestlingspast, you can certainly do that for our great friends at wrestlingspast. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that name, but Wrestling's Past, guys, get onto that site and support them, because they're great friends and partners of Outside the Ropes. Let's get straight into the news from today. Last night's Monday Night Raw, guys. What can we say? A lot of mixed reactions last night in the internet wrestling community today regarding last night's Monday Night Raw. Interesting start to Raw last night. We kicked off with Seth Rollins in the ring. Now, we all know, guys, that he was supposed to confront is it John Stewart from the Today Show, and he came out and cut a bit of a promo about that, because John Stewart apparently was on his way to the arena. We had a segment in the ring starting off with Roman Reigns as well, where he was laughing at him. Interesting. Which led up into a match being announced for later on in the night. A couple of other things coming out of Raw last night as well. This Intercontinental title thing going on for the ladder match coming up at WrestleMania. A bit of a who's going to steal the title next, should we say? And the last time I checked, it was Dolph Ziggler who now has the title, even though Bart's the champion. Really strange. But it looks like, guys, it's going to be is it a 6-man ladder match now, I think, for WrestleMania? We're going to have Harper, R-Truth. Guys, can I just ask, why the hell is R-Truth in this match? He hasn't done damn all year. You may as well throw Zack Ryder in there. Ziggler, Daniel Bryan, surprisingly. Interesting. Wade Barrett, of course, and Dean Ambrose. So we're looking at a reasonably good match for WrestleMania, a good ladder match. Who do you want to see win it? I'm going to go with Dean Ambrose. I know a lot of you Daniel Bryan fans out there have been giving me a lot of heat on my personal Twitter account about this today, but I really don't care. It's my opinion. It's just I think that Ziggler should be the champion, personally, but I think Ambrose is going to walk out of WrestleMania as the Intercontinental Champion. Also on Raw last night, a very interesting promo from Paul Heyman last night at the Brock Lesnar. Now, I know a lot of you fans out there saw that this past weekend Brock Lesnar appeared at UFC 184, 185, I think it was. And a lot of the internet wrestling community have been going daft over Twitter and forum boards and stuff like that. You know, it was Brock Lesnar leaving WWE. We talked about it last night, as he did that he walked away from Raw this past Monday night. Paul Heyman cut a pretty interesting promo to build the match for WrestleMania. Wasn't quite a lot of people were saying they were laughing because of the bit where he mentioned Andre the Giant and put a fan on his place. But a very interesting promo to build the match for WrestleMania. Also, guys, the funniest part of the night for me, everybody knows what it was, the Miz's commercial. What in God's name were they thinking last night on Raw? It was so funny. It really was. I can't even remember what they actually called it. We were talking about it earlier on today, but basically it was about Viagra. I know this is a PG show, but it was a bit of a piss take, but it was funny. and it was trending worldwide, around the world. It was funny, and everybody loved it. But yeah, this is going to happen for WrestleMania, guys. It's going to be Damien Sandow, not Mizdow, Sandow, against The Miz. It's bound to happen. If they do it where it's just a Raw match on, or when I say a Raw match, on a match just a normal match on Raw and not on a pay-per-view, it would be stupid. Seriously. It's now getting to that point where you can see it happening a mile away. He is going to turn on him. He is going to whoop his ass, and it's going to happen, and it's going to be a match. Axelmania running wild on Raw last night as well. John Cena, this whole thing where Cena and I is not going to get a match on WrestleMania. Twitter exploded last night as we were sitting here talking to the fans. Axelmania came out and was taking the piss out of Cena because he didn't get a match at WrestleMania. He wanted to throw himself into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal because Rusev said no to a rematch for the US title. Guys, we all know it's going to be a US title match between him and Rusev. We all know what's going to happen. But the Axelmania stunt where he came out with the Axelmania t-shirt and the crowd in New Jersey were chanting Axelmania, it was so entertaining. It was funny. We put out a couple of wee tweets as well saying that all the little kiddies and stuff like that are watching John Cena and I crying and wetting their beds because Cena doesn't have a match at WrestleMania. But Stephanie McMahon came out, quite an interesting, should we say, response from the crowd, and her promo to Cena was great. We loved it. Me and Tony were watching it, wetting ourselves laughing. But it was good. It was entertaining. So, but we all know, guys, Cena's going to get his match at WrestleMania. We all know that's going to happen. He's going to be the one to beat Rusev. I called it 6 months ago. You know, and everybody can say, "Oh no, it's not." I would love to see Rusev beat him at WrestleMania, and Cena to step down and then let him put Rusev over. I think it'd be a great thing for Cena to do, but it's not going to happen, guys. You know, and I'll be surprised. I'll be eating my own words if Rusev does beat him at Mania. I'll be very surprised. But there you go. Another promo from last night from Bray Wyatt as well towards The Undertaker. We all been talked about this for about a week or so now, that The Undertaker is not scheduled to appear on television until the pay-per-view itself, WrestleMania. I think it's a good way of booking it, but the promos from Bray Wyatt are really, really good, and I'm thoroughly enjoying those pay-per-views. We also had a return, we also had a return last night, AJ returned to television last night on Raw, where she came back to help Paige whoop the ass of the Bellas. Now here it's going to be a tag match at WrestleMania now, where it's going to be Paige and AJ versus the Bellas. So no Divas title match at WrestleMania this year. To be honest with you guys, I'm kind of glad, to be honest. But I know a lot of you female listeners are going to probably want to have a go at me now on that. But, you know, it's just my opinion. But yeah, AJ returned to television last night. They had a really good pop, actually. I'm not going to say reasonable pop there, but she came out to a really good pop, because obviously being a local girl in the local area. But yeah, and again, the CM Punk chant started again on Raw. God damn it, guys, he's not coming back. He's going to flipping UFC. But yeah, it was good to see AJ back in the ring. She's been away for a while there now, healing a few injuries, and now she's ready to go back on the road again. People keep saying, is she going to leave after WrestleMania? Guys, as far as we're concerned, as far as, you know, for what we know and see, that she's happy working still with WWE, you know, and she's not in any hot water or anything with the company. So it's good to see that she's actually still, and she's coming back, even though she is married to the famous CM Punk. Daniel Bryan got a win last night over Luke Harper in this whole fiasco for the Intercontinental title. The Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins match ended quite well. Rollins won, but it was all to do this Randy Orton thing here, what's going to happen, where it's going to be Orton versus Rollins. And to be honest with you guys, I did say this to Tony last week on the show, and I did say it when I was on the show myself as well. I'm calling this Rollins-Orton match at Mania is going to be a classic. I think it's going to be a great, great match. Those two are going to put on such a great match. I think it's going to be one of the matches of the night. I'm calling it here now. You heard it here first on Outside the Ropes. But I think these two guys are going to have a great match. I think it's going to kind of remind me, guys, of the match from WrestleMania 27 Punk and Orton had. I thought that was a great match. It's going to be something along the lines of that. I think it's going to be a really, really good, solid match for WrestleMania. So I'm looking forward to it, guys. I really am looking forward to this match. But overall, last night's Raw was okay. I mean, they had an announcement coming out there last night as well, which we did talk about on the last night's podcast, where they were announcing Medusa to go into the WWE Hall of Fame. They made that announcement last night. Her and AJ, I think it was it AJ or was it Paige? It was AJ, I think it was, exchanged, no, it was a Paige, I can't remember. One of them anyway, guys, exchanged tweets with each other, and Medusa was obviously very kind to give her some nice comments back by saying, she wishes she was still wrestling in this generation. She could have had some great matches with her. But yeah, it was great to see, and the announcement's now official. Well, she's going to be inducted as Alundra Blaze, not Medusa. Sorry. But yeah, she's going into the Hall of Fame this year. Now, I don't know who's inducting her just yet, but it's definitely going to happen. We were talking last night about the Hulk Hogan show they had this past weekend at MSG. I want to apologise to you guys, because I did announce last night that the banner that they put up for in Madison Square Garden for Hogan, that was supposed to be permanently hanging there in the garden. I found out today, guys, and I'm obviously going for the information that I'm fed here in the show by all our team here who does the research, that apparently that banner was to stay up. But WWE now apparently have made a statement saying that the banner has now been removed. So I do apologise for guys for misinforming you last night on the podcast. So yes, I was wrong. Slap my wrist. But there you go. But apparently there's been spoilers coming out of there as well, that the whole thing regarding Kevin Nash getting into the Hall of Fame, apparently it is going to happen, and it's going to happen as Big Daddy Cool Diesel. And for what we hear now as well today here in the show, from what I've been given here today, the information on my run sheet, we've been given them bits of information that I've been informed that it's going to be Shawn Michaels inducting Kevin Nash into the Hall of Fame, or Big Daddy Cool Diesel. So there you go. That's some breaking news for you as well. Also coming out of WWE today, there's going to be a new movie starring my second favourite diva in WWE. Yes, that's right. When I say second, because my first one is Charlotte, because I think Charlotte is a phenomenal wrestler. She's got the look, she's got the skills, and I think Charlotte's just phenomenal. I could talk about her all night. But my second favourite one, and it's not because, and Catherine, always, our head of production, always takes the mick out of me and says to me, it's just because of the outfits that she wears. Well, I'll admit it on the air, guys. Lana is hot. Come on, seriously, who out there thinks that Lana is not hot? Have you saw the pictures of her outside WWE when she's on a normal day off? The girl is hot. I'm sorry, she's beautiful. But I think her whole Russian gimmick at the minute is great. And I love it because she's with Rusev. I think it's a great gimmick. But yes, she announced on her Twitter with a little video saying that she's going to be in a new upcoming WWE production with Lionsgate called Interrogation. So yes, you can watch the video on her Twitter account if you want to go onto Twitter and type in @Lana WWE. You can watch the tweet that she put out. I think it was right about sometime today, I think it was maybe. But she's announced that she's going to be part of a new upcoming movie with WWE. And guess what? I'll be watching that. I know, Tony's going to say to me, oh, you're only going to watch it because it's Lana. Well, yeah, whatever. I think she's doing a good job. Anyway. As I did say at the start of the podcast, we do have some news regarding Samoa Joe. Now, everybody knows, and I didn't talk about it on last night's podcast, which we do apologise about because we did have very limited time, and Tony did ramble on some crap. And I do apologise that I did go on a bit of a rant last night regarding some fan. Not even going to get back into that again. But anyway, yes, Samoa Joe. Now, we all know he appeared at the Ring of Honor 13th anniversary show this past Sunday. But we hear now that he is really, really, really close to signing a deal with WWE. Now, whether this is a tryout or a contract where he starts at NXT, we don't know. But for what we do know is, and we've known this for quite a while, Triple H thinks very, very highly of Samoa Joe, and he would like to get him signed to WWE. Now, everybody knows Samoa Joe has left the company of TNA recently. He did appear at the anniversary show of Ring of Honor this past Sunday. But for what we know is that he's very, very close to signing a deal with WWE. Now, I hope it happens. A lot of you Samoa Joe fans out there who love his work. Me personally, I loved his early days work where he wrestled here in the UK. He wrestled in Ring of Honor. His early days in TNA, some of his matches with like AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels was phenomenal. I always remember a vague memory of a match he had in the UK. I think it was FWA. He had with CM Punk on the International Showdown show, which I thought was, it blew me away. But yes, apparently this deal is very, very close. Now, this is what we're hearing today, that Samoa Joe is really close to signing a deal with World Wrestling Entertainment. So there you go. I hope if he does go to NXT, I hope he doesn't stay there long, because I want to see him on the main roster, whooping that ass along with the rest of the guys up there. So yeah, Samoa Joe, really, really close, guys, to sign the WWE. And a lot of you are saying, will be saying, he's working Ring of Honor and he's no intentions of going to WWE. But we've got a good source today, guys, that apparently he is close. Now, whether this is true or not, we don't know. Everybody all knows in the internet wrestling community, it's all rumors and speculation and stuff like that. But Triple H, for what we know, is very, very high on Joe, and he wants to sign him. So there you go. Rey Mysterio news is promised. It's been announced now that Rey Mysterio will return to the AAA promotion. We were talking about Rey Mysterio last night, and I know we were having a bit of a joke and laugh last night regarding Rey Mysterio, but it has been announced that he will be appearing. He did appear at the AAA press conference in Mexico today, and it was announced that he will be at the March 15th show for the AAA promotion. He will apparently he will be tagging with the original Sin Cara. And then later on down the road, he'll be working with Alberto Del Rio as well, El Padron, as you all know him as well. But yes, he is returning to the AAA promotion as we all expected. And the announcement was made today in Mexico that Rey Mysterio is going back to AAA. So there you go. Some latest Rey Mysterio news as promised here. As always, on Outside the Ropes, as everybody knows, we always try and get as much stories as we can squeezed into a daily podcast. Me personally, I think it's good to see Rey Mysterio going home and finally ending up his career where he wanted to end his career, which was in AAA. So it's good to see Rey heading back there as well. Back to some Hall of Fame news, guys. Apparently, the Hall of Fame, for you guys who listen to us in the United States, hope you're all doing really well out there. The Hall of Fame will be shown on the night after Monday Night Raw, on the night of Raw, after Raw, on the USA Network. So there you go. Just want to let you American listeners know out there, because we do have quite a few American listeners, that it's been announced today that the Hall of Fame will be on Monday night. Obviously, it'll be shown live on the WWE Network. But, yeah, there you go. It's going to be shown on the USA Network for people who don't have the WWE Network. And don't forget, we did say last night, guys, about account sharing for WWE Network. They are clamping down on that. So if you want to hear more information about that, you can go back on the last night's podcast and listen for more information on the WWE sharing your account details. But yeah, guys, I mean, there's so much more going on. Obviously, today we're going to be having the SmackDown tapings today. We will put the results tomorrow on our website, which we've now been told that the bugs have been fixed. Our website shall be up and running by tomorrow morning. So, yes, latest news, and I know it's been down for a couple of days. We did have some technical errors in the studio, but the website is fixed, and from what we've been informed today at our meeting, that it will be up and running tomorrow. So our website back to normal tomorrow, thank goodness, as we say. But there you are. One final story that's been interesting. I know all of you have probably heard this story before. It was noted last night, I'm sure you probably heard this all throughout the internet, that former WWE developmental talent Austin, I think it's Maddleston, he was down as Judas Devlin, apparently he made some serious allegations against WWE NXT trainer Bill DeMont. And we all know Bill DeMont from back in the day, being humorous, etc., etc. But PWI Insider confirms that DeMont is working at the Performance Center today, and WWE issued the following statement to them regarding the allegations made against him. WWE took the accusations made 2 years ago by this gentleman very seriously, conducted a full investigation and was unable to verify the claims. Regardless, WWE continues to reinforce policies and procedures to ensure a positive and training environment. So yes, the story that was floating about there for a while of allegations made by developmental talent. It was not known as the talent called Judas Devlin, made against Bill DeMont. Apparently WWE have investigated it, and for what we know as well, they're not taking it any further. So there you go. That's a story that's just come out in the news there just this evening there before we've been on the air here today on Outside the Ropes. So there you go. Guys, I think that's going to head us up for today. Obviously, we've got a couple more things popping up in the news as the night goes on. SmackDown being taped tonight, as I did say there, so we'll have the results up on the website in the morning. Won't read them out on the air, of course. We don't like to give spoilers away. But if you have any questions at all for us here in the studio for tomorrow's show, certainly you can get them into us outside the ropes radio. OutsideTheRopesRadio.com. If you go into the contact section, you can send us an email, or if you want to send us a direct email without going to the website, you can do it OutsideTheRopes at yahoo.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Outside the Rope, and also on our Facebook account, Outside the Ropes Wrestling Talk Show. You can get all your questions and all your latest news as well. We'll put up some more stories about upcoming independent shows here in the UK and Ireland as well. If you want to go on there and you can check out, if you're listening to us in Ireland or the UK and you want to check out for some independent shows maybe in your area, you can certainly do it on our Facebook account. But that's going to bring us to the end of today's show, guys. I'm going to head down the road here now and head back home and finally get a break. So I'm looking forward to reading the SmackDown spoilers for tonight and see what's going to happen on SmackDown tonight, because for what I hear, it's going to be some interesting stuff happening on SmackDown tonight. I'm going to go home tonight as well and watch the Booker T special on the WWE Network that was brought on there last night. There was apparently a 30-minute documentary put up about Booker T's career and his life. So yeah, I'm going to go home and watch that tonight on the WWE Network. If you haven't checked it out yet, guys, go on there and check it. It's on there on video on demand service now. It was shown just after Raw last night, so I'm going to go home tonight and kick back with a nice big hot cup of tea that we like to have here, and put the feet up and relax and watch some WWE Network before I kick on down the road here and head to bed for a good night's sleep, because I need one, because I'm absolutely exhausted. But guys, hope you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. We'll be back on the air tomorrow, usual time slot. You can find us on all the usual sources on iTunes, which is the main one, which I'm still flabbergasted, guys, how many downloads we get on iTunes on a daily basis. Speaker count, it's okay. Daily podcast is doing okay. It could be better on Speaker, guys. So if you know, we've got over 6,000 followers on Speaker. If you know anybody else on Speaker, let them know about us. We're easy to find on there, outside the ropes. You can find us on there. YouTube, it's still not great, guys. Keep spreading the word. If you're on our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, share the videos, tell everybody about us, let us know where we are. But iTunes is basically where we're surviving, should we say. iTunes has always been really, really good to us. The fan downloads on iTunes has been always phenomenal. We get loads of downloads on a daily basis, so thank you so much for hitting that download and subscribe button on iTunes as well. I said here again, I'm going to hit the road again. I keep saying it, I'm not going to go, but I'm going to go now. Guys, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I'm Matthew Murray, as always, here, your host of Outside the Ropes, and we'll be back here tomorrow for more discussion in the world of professional wrestling. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, guys, and we'll see you all tomorrow.